White Center Tower. Good morning. Air India 2748 is on approach. Air India 2748 cleared to land runway 32 right.
White Center clearance. Good morning. Boliviana 4487 ready for pushback at Alpha 3. Boliviana 4487 cleared for pushback. White Center ground. Boliviana 4487 ready to taxi. Boliviana 4487 taxi to runway 32 left.
And procedures of the aircraft in case of an emergency. During an emergency, please remain in your seats with your seatbelts fastened and your seats in the upright position. In case of a drop in cabin pressure, breathing masks will drop from the ceiling and should be placed over your head. If there is smoke in the cabin during the evacuation of the aircraft, the walkway emergency lights will display to the exits which are located here and here. In case of an extreme emergency landing, you will be instructed to get into the brace position, which is executed by placing your head between your knees with your hands over your head. We would also like to remind you that you should turn off all electronic devices. We thank you for paying attention during this brief presentation.
White Center clearance. Good afternoon. Air India 2759 ready for pushback at Bravo 7. Air India 2759 cleared for pushback.
White Center ground. Air India 2748 requesting taxi to the gates.
White Center Tower. Good afternoon. Super Green 9682 is on approach. Super Green 9682 cleared to land runway 32 right. Air India 2759 taxi to runway 32 left.
Air India 2748 taxi to gate Bravo 7.
White Center Tower. Boliviana 4487 ready for takeoff runway 32 left.
FedEx 5189er cleared for pushback.
Boliviana 4487 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
White Center Tower. Good afternoon. China Southern 90152 is on approach. China Southern 90152 cleared to land runway 32 right.
FedEx 5189er taxi to runway 32 left.
White Center ground. Super Green 9682 requesting taxi to the gates. White Center clearance. Good afternoon. LL 2879 ready for pushback at Bravo 9. Super Green 9682 taxi to gate Alpha 3. LL 2879 cleared for pushback. White Center Tower. Air India 2759 ready for takeoff runway 32 left. Air India 2759 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left. White Center ground. LL 2879 ready to taxi.
White Center ground. China Southern 90152 taxi to the gates.
White center clearance. Good afternoon, Air India 6759 ready for pushback at Bravo 1. LL2879 taxi to runway 32 left. Air India 6759 cleared for pushback.
China Southern 90152 taxi to gate. Charlie 1.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Volaris 7074 is on approach.
White center ground, Air India 6759 ready to taxi.
Volaris 7074 cleared to land runway 32 right. White Center Tower, FedEx 5189 ready for takeoff runway 32 left.
White center clearance. Good afternoon. Southwest 4421 ready for pushback at Bravo 5. Southwest 4421 cleared for pushback.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Spinnaker 1784 is on approach. Spinnaker 1784, cleared to land runway 32 right.
Air India 6759 taxi to runway 32 left.
White center ground. Southwest 4421 ready to taxi. Southwest 4421 taxi to runway 32 left.
FedEx 5189 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Kestrel 7724 is on approach. Kestrel 7724 cleared to land runway 32 right.
White center clearance. Good afternoon. Ukraine 8367 ready for pushback at Bravo 2.
Volaris 7074 taxi to gate Bravo 9er.
Ukraine 8367 cleared for pushback.
White center tower LL 2879 ready for takeoff runway 32 left. LL 2879 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left. Air India 6759 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
White Center ground. Spinnaker 1784 requesting taxi to the gates.
White Center clearance. Good afternoon. Air Algeria 72905 ready for pushback at Alpha 5. White Center Tower. Good afternoon. Air Canada 7884 is on approach.
Southwest 4421 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
Air Canada 7884 cleared to land runway 32 right.
Ukraine 8367 taxi to runway 32 left.
Air Algeria 72905 taxi to runway 32 left.
Kestrel 7724 requesting taxi to the gates.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Etihad 6720 is on approach. Etihad 6720 cleared to land runway 32 right. Spinnaker 1784 taxi to gate Bravo 5.
White Center ground. Yellow cab 90803 ready to taxi.
White center tower. Good afternoon. ABUX 9288 is on approach. ABUX 9288 cleared to land runway 32 right.
Kestrel 7724 taxi to gate Alpha 5.
White center tower. Ukraine 8367 ready for takeoff runway 32 left.
Yellow cab 90803 taxi to runway 32 left.
DHL 6233 cleared for pushback.
Air Canada 7884 taxi to gate Bravo 10.
White center ground. DHL 6233 ready to taxi. DHL 6233 taxi to runway 32 left.
White Center ground. Etihad 6720 taxi to the gates.
White center clearance. Good afternoon. Aeroflot 5177 ready for pushback at Charlie 2. Aeroflot 5177 cleared for pushback.
White center ground. ABUX 9288 taxi to the gates.
Etihad 6720 taxi to gate Bravo 1.
White Center Tower. Good afternoon. Norwegian 2584 is on approach. Norwegian 2584 clear to land runway 32 right.
White center ground. Aeroflot 5177 ready to taxi.
ABUX 9288 requesting taxi to the gates.
White Center Tower. Good afternoon. Atlas Air 8764 is on approach. Atlas Air 8764 clear to land runway 32 right. Delta 6139er cleared for pushback.
Aeroflot 5177. Taxi to runway 32 left.
Delta 6139er taxi to runway 32 left.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Ethiopian 5724 is on approach. Ethiopian 5724, cleared to land runway 32 right.
White center clearance. Good afternoon. UPS 9er ready for pushback at Charlie 3.
Zulu 89er 12, clear to land runway 32 right.
ABUX 9288 taxi to gate Charlie 2.
Norwegian 2584 taxi to gate Bravo 6.
White center clearance. Good afternoon. Etihad 6091 ready for pushback at Alpha 4.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Argentina 2918 is on approach. Ukraine 8367. Cleared for takeoff runway 32 left. Argentina 2918 cleared to land runway 32 right.
White center ground, Atlas Air 8764 taxi to the gates. White center tower, Air Algeria 72905 ready for takeoff runway 32 left.
Etihad 6091 cleared for pushback.
Atlas Air 8764 requesting taxi to the gates.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Austrian 17908 is on approach. Austrian 17908 cleared to land runway 32 right.
White Center Ground, Ethiopian 5724, taxi to the gates.
White center clearance. Good afternoon. Southwest 2577, ready for pushback at Alpha 2.
White center ground. Etihad 6091 ready to taxi.
White center ground. Zulu 89er 12, requesting taxi to the gates.
White center tower. Good afternoon. Saudia 8606 is on approach. Saudia 8606 cleared to land runway 32 right. Etihad 6091 taxi to runway 32 left.
Zulu 89er 12, taxi to gate Alpha 4.
UPS 9er cleared for pushback.
Japan Air 6455, cleared for pushback.
Southwest 2577, cleared for pushback.
White Center Ground, Argentina 2918 requesting taxi to the gates.
Ethiopian 5724, taxi to gate Charlie 4.
White center ground, Southwest 2577, ready to taxi.
UPS 9er taxi to runway 32 left.
White Center Ground, Japan Air 6455, ready to taxi.
White Center Ground, Austrian 17908 taxi to the gates.
White center clearance. Good afternoon. Air India 1821 ready for pushback at Alpha 1.
Southwest 2577, taxi to runway 32 left.
Argentina 2918 taxi to gate Alpha 2.
Air India 1821 cleared for pushback.
White center tower. Good afternoon. Malaysian 7608 is on approach. Malaysian 7608 cleared to land runway 32 right.
White center ground. Saudia 8606 taxi to the gates. White center ground. Air India 1821 ready to taxi.
White Center clearance. Good afternoon. Iroquois 5139er ready for pushback at Bravo 4. Japan Air 6455 taxi to runway 32 left. Dynasty 2164, cleared to land runway 32 right.
Air India 1821 taxi to runway 32 left.
Atlas Air 8764 taxi to gate Charlie 3.
White center ground, Iroquois 5139er ready to taxi.
Austrian 17908 taxi to gate Bravo 3.
Delta 69er 87 cleared for pushback.
Saudia 8606 requesting taxi to the gates.
White center ground, Malaysian 7608 taxi to the gates.
White center clearance, Air India 2749er, ready for pushback at Bravo 7. Air India 2749er, cleared for pushback.
White center ground, Delta 69er 87 ready to taxi. Delta 69er 87 taxi to runway 32 left.
White center ground, Air India 2749er, ready to taxi.
Saudia 8606 taxi to gate Bravo 8.
White center ground, Dynasty 2164 taxi to the gates.
Malaysian 7608 requesting taxi to the gates.
Air India 2749er, taxi to runway 32 left.
Malaysian 7608 taxi to gate Bravo 7.
Dynasty 2164 requesting taxi to the gates.
White center clearance Super Green 9683 ready for pushback at Alpha 3. Super Green 9683 cleared for pushback. White center tower, good afternoon. Azores 050 is on approach. Azores 050 cleared to land runway 32 right.
Iroquois 5139er taxi to runway 32 left.
Super Green 9683 taxi to runway 32 left.
White center clearance, China Southern 90153 ready for pushback at Charlie 1.
Sunwing 3642 cleared to land runway 32 right.
Dynasty 2164 taxi to gate Bravo 4.
China Southern 90153 cleared for pushback.
Air Algeria 72905, line up and wait runway 32 left.
White center ground, Azores 050 taxi to the gates.
Yellow cab 90803 line up and wait runway 32 left.
DHL 6233, line up and wait runway 32 left.
White center ground, China Southern 90153 ready to taxi.
White center clearance, Volaris 7075 ready for pushback at Bravo 9er.
Azores 050 requesting taxi to the gates.
China Southern 90153 taxi to runway 32 left.
Volaris 7075 cleared for pushback.
White center ground, Sunwing 3642 requesting taxi to the gates.
White center tower, good afternoon. Astral 8226 is on approach.
White center ground, Volaris 7075 ready to taxi.
Astral 8226 clear to land runway 32 right.
Volaris 7075 taxi to runway 32 left. White center tower, good afternoon. Etihad 90358 is on approach. Etihad 90358 cleared to land runway 32 right.
Sunwing 3642 taxi to gate Alpha 1.
Azores 050 taxi to gate Bravo 9.
Kestrel 7725 cleared for pushback.
Spinnaker 1785 cleared for pushback.
White Center Ground, Kestrel 7725 ready to taxi.
White center ground, Spinnaker 1785 ready to taxi. Spinnaker 1785 taxi to runway 32 left.
Air Algeria 72905 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
VHF 6233 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
Yellow Panda, not ready, 0 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
White center ground, Charlie 226 taxi to the gates. White center ground, Air Canada 785 ready for pushback at Bravo 10.
White center Alpha 5177 ready for takeoff runway 32 left. Alpha 5177 line up and wait runway 32 left.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. China Eastern 8742 is on approach. China Eastern 8742 cleared to land runway 32 right.
Delta 6139er line up and wait runway 32 left.
Etihad 6091 line up and wait runway 32 left.
White Center Ground, Etihad 90358 taxi to the gates.
Astral 8226 requesting taxi to the gates.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Berlin 6052 is on approach. Berlin 6052 cleared to land runway 32 right.
Kestrel 7725 taxi to runway 32 left.
Air Canada 7885 cleared for pushback.
Etihad 90358 taxi to gate Bravo 5. Etihad 90358 taxi to gate Bravo 2.
White Center Ground, Air Canada 7885 ready to taxi.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. All Nippon 9074 is on approach. All Nippon 9074 cleared to land runway 32 right.
Air Canada 7885 taxi to runway 32 left.
White center clearance, Etihad 6721 ready for pushback at Bravo 1.
Astral 8226 taxi to gate Charlie 1.
Etihad 6721 cleared for pushback.
White center clearance, ABUX 9289 ready for pushback at Charlie 2.
Latham 2620 clear to land runway 32 right.
China Eastern 8742 taxi to gate Alpha 3.
White center ground, Etihad 6721 ready to taxi.
Alpha 5177 clear for takeoff runway 32 left. 6011 clear for takeoff runway 32 left.
Delta 6139 clear for takeoff runway 32 left.
White center ground, Berlin 6052 taxi to the base.
White Center Tower, UPS 901 ready for takeoff runway 32 left.
White Center Ground, Norwegian 2535 ready for pushback at Bravo 6.
UPS 90919 line up and wait runway 32 left.
Norwegian 2585 cleared for pushback.
Berlin 6052 requesting taxi to the gates.
Berlin 6052 taxi to gate Bravo 10. White center ground, all Nippon 9074 taxi to the gates.
Southwest 2577 line up and wait runway 32 left.
White center ground, Norwegian 2585, ready to taxi.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Air Portugal 7860 is on approach. Air Portugal 7860 cleared to land runway 32 right.
All Nippon 9074 requesting taxi to the gates.
Norwegian 2585, taxi to runway 32 left.
ABUX 9289 cleared for pushback.
White center ground, Latham 2620 requesting taxi to the gates. White center tower, good afternoon. Kestrel 1522 is on approach. Kestrel 1522 clear to land runway 32 right.
White center ground, ABUX 9289 ready to taxi.
Latham 2620 taxi to gate Alpha 5. White center tower, good afternoon. New Zealand 2866 is on approach.
ABUX 9289 taxi to runway 32 left.
New Zealand 2866 clear to land runway 32 right.
White Center ground. Air Portugal 7860 taxi to the gates.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Korean 2208 is on approach.
White center clearance Dueling 8913 ready for pushback at Alpha 4.
Korean 2208 cleared to land runway 32 right.
White Center Tower, good afternoon. Qatari 5318 is on approach. Qatari 5318 cleared to land runway 32 right.
White center clearance. Ethiopian 5725 ready for pushback at Charlie 4. All Nippon 9074 taxi to gate Charlie 2.
White Center clearance, Argentina 2919 ready for pushback at Alpha 2.
Kestrel 1522 taxi to gate Bravo 5.
Air Portugal 7860 taxi to gate Bravo 6.
White center clearance Saudia 8607 ready for pushback at Bravo 8.
UPS 990 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
Southwest 2577 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
Japan 6455 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
White center clearance Malaysia 7609 ready for pushback at Bravo 7.
White center clearance Alexander 765 ready for pushback at Charlie 3.
Oscar 1799 cleared for pushback.
White center ground, New Zealand 2866 taxi to the gates.
White center tower, India 1821 ready for takeoff runway 32 left. India 1821 cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
White Center ground. Oscar 1799 ready to taxi.
White Center ground, Korean 2208 requesting taxi to the gates.
White Center Tower, Delta 6987, ready for takeoff runway 32 left.
New Zealand 2866 requesting taxi to the gate.
Delta 6987, cleared for takeoff runway 32 left.
Austria 17. White center tower, Air India 2749, ready for takeoff runway 32, left. Air India 2749, cleared for takeoff runway 32, left.
White center tower, good afternoon, Swiss 6584 is on approach. White center tower, Aravind, 5131, ready for takeoff runway 32, left. White center clearance, Dynasty 2165, ready for pushback at Bravo 4. Swiss 6584, cleared to land runway 32, right. Aravind, 5139, cleared for takeoff runway 32, left.
White center ground, Qatari 5318, taxi to the gates.
White center tower, Super Green, liner 683, ready for takeoff runway 32, left.
Evanhard 6721, taxi to runway 32, left.
Qatari 5318, taxi to gate Bravo 1.
New Zealand 2866, taxi to gate Bravo 3.
Super Green, liner 683, cleared for takeoff runway 32, left.
White Center Tower, China Southern. 9153, ready for takeoff runway 32, left. China Southern, 9153, cleared for takeoff runway 32, left.
Volaris 7075, cleared for takeoff runway 32, left.
White center tower, square 1785, ready for takeoff runway 32, left. Square 1785, cleared for takeoff runway 32, left. White center tower, Crystal 7725, ready for takeoff runway 32, left. Crystal 7725, cleared for takeoff runway 32, left.
White Center Tower, Air Canada 7085, ready for takeoff runway 32, left.
White center tower, good afternoon, All Nippon 3502 is on approach.
Air Canada 7085, ready for takeoff runway 32, left.
3502, clear to land runway 32, right.
White Center Tower, Andrew 2585, ready for takeoff runway 32, left. 2585, ready for takeoff runway 32, left.
White center tower, Box 1989, ready for takeoff runway 32, left. Inbox 9289, clear for takeoff runway 32, left.
White center ground, Swiss
1799, ready for takeoff runway 32, left. Oscar 1799, cleared for takeoff runway 32, left.
White Center Tower, Garena, 6721, ready for takeoff runway 32, left.
White Center Tower, good afternoon, with taxi 6954 is on approach.
Garena, 6721, cleared for takeoff runway 32, left.
With taxi 6954, clear to land runway 32, right.